Hey traders, Mike Katz here from 7 Points Capital. Happy Wednesday in the spiders again. Today had some nice action, good volume and good range. You can see that we opened at 256 and we were straight down pretty much right out of the open, and lots of earnings to go over, but the market just kept making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and was below VWAP most of the day. A lot of volume, had a washout bottom, V bottom, that kind of, then came back and put in some lows that were, we closed a little bit off the lows, and we'll see which way we go from here. But 100 million shares traded today, and yesterday, even though we had a smaller range bar, we sensed that the volume was coming back, the block orders and the min quantity fills were coming back, and that was a precursor to the market giving us some action, and you definitely saw that today. So today we had AMD, that was one of my favorite stocks to trade whenever it's in play. We had a trade over 150 million shares, looking at 170-ish, big range on the day, about a dollar's range, and 170 million shares and SSR. For us, that means lots of action, lots of good moves. So we had the drop quickly after hours last night, retraced back and went sideways, and when we opened, there was a lot of volatility, a lot of back and forth. So knowing that, I didn't want to engage too early. Had a couple of small winners where I had some cash flow trades, shorted here when it was topping out and covered. When it put in this topping hammer on volume, that was another signal to get in and covered. And I think I missed this first move down. And then when it came back and stalled out and failed VWAP, then this was on, and it was just off to the races, where we were looking to join the trend and short this thing. And this ended up being a great trade, great symbol for myself, great symbol for the desk, and lots of volume, lots of action. Joined the trend down, short rallies, again trading very actively. We're doing size in it because it's very liquid, and sometimes we're going for the smaller singles and doubles. A couple of times we got those nice out of the park trades on the short side, and then we had a bounce here, and I personally was thinking, hey, this could make another lower low, right, and just keep joining the trend. So I remember trying the short side here again as it was topping out, and took a small scrape here, came down, came back up, and again tried it, but it didn't want to go down, so backed off of it, allowed it to rally, and knowing that this was the resistance area, waited for it to top out in this area. And I personally had orders stacked out from mid 60s all the way to mid 70s, and only a couple of them got hit. And when I saw that it wasn't really getting up there to fill the rest of the orders, I started getting more aggressive and not waiting for the rally as it was stalling out, joining the short side and getting bigger, and then just kept on getting back to covering washes, putting it back on the rallies. And down here, this is a nice end of day drop, end of day puke. Everybody who bought it thinking the stock's cheap, thinking the stock's down so much, never got that relief rally all day long. And I think there was a lot of volume going on here in this area, and the fact that it just couldn't lift, couldn't make a higher high. This was a beautiful setup for us, where sized in, volume's picking up, liquidity's picking up, and here we're able to do 2-3 times the size we're able to do most of the day because of the liquidity, and caught this nice washout for a quick 10 cents or so move on size, which was very nice. So this symbol 1250 was our first target as support. We got there early, we bounced, and then we reclaimed it. So tomorrow, definitely going to be on our radar. And if this thing opens a little bit on the green side, I'm going to watch it and see if I want to trade it versus, this pivot right here where we topped out midday, which is looking like around 1270, 1275. I'll be watching that area. and we could be targeting potentially $12 for tomorrow's target. So that's AMD, and that also brought action as a whole to the whole sector in the semiconductors. SMH had a nice quick drop early, and some traders did well on that. Nice quick move. And NVDA was no different. You had some really big drop here, very quick. You probably had to already be in it to capitalize on this. Otherwise, you had to chase it. And some of the traders did really well on this one. And it bounced quite a bit, reclaimed that sell-off quite a bit, and then closed towards the middle of the range. So this will be interesting tomorrow. What everybody's asking here, in my opinion, is NVIDIA and SPY and pretty much the market as a whole. Is this a pullback in the trend and this is a buying opportunity, or is this a real top being put in? Maybe not a long-term top, but at least a medium-term top where we can look to target 250 where we broke out of. That's a possibility. So nobody knows. All we could do is just react to the prices, to the action. If this ends up being a bounce, 258 could be reclaimed. If not, then 250 could be a target in the spiders. So AMD, NVIDIA, and just an update on yesterday's TRXC, acting pretty much as expected. We had this symbol drop a few days ago, bounced. We mentioned it yesterday where we closed down here and took about a decent position home, and then said as long as it stays below this 360 area, 370, then the bouncing ball setup is still in play. And that's pretty much what we got today. Had a morning rally, and that fizzled out and closed at the lows. So right now, $3 is still in play. Not a whole lot to do today, and just still the same position from yesterday. Still watching $3. And I kind of have this drawn out to potentially, if this plays out, then I kind of have my idea of how I want to trade this. But if it breaks 3, for me, that's going to be an add, cover on the wash, some of it, and potentially get back in on the retest. But just a small sideways day on the daily. Not much to write home about in this one. And it's potentially setting up okay for the setup that we've been tracking for a couple of days. So that's pretty much it. Volumes here. Everybody's excited. Everybody did well. And we're looking forward to more earnings. And tomorrow should be fun as well. So thanks for watching, guys. 7 Points Capital. Appreciate all the feedback.